Hello everyone. I have been told that it's better with a webcam, so I have set up a pretty dodgy webcam. But hello everyone to the quiz. I'll give a bit more time for people to get what they need, but let's see if I can get this right. There's a QR code there for you to take a photo if you know how to use those and get to the answer sheet. If you don't know how to do that, can I get that right now? It's the other way. That way. Down that way, there is a answer sheet link for those that can type that in, which should be most of you, and that will take you to a Google form which you're able to fill in. I'm going to come back in probably about 5 minutes to let more people get onto the stream. It looks like we've got a fair few, but I think that we're still waiting for a few more, so I'll just let that happen. Hopefully that should work.
Come to world. The time has come to world. The time has come to galvanize. Come on, come on, come on.
If you're having any trouble with the comments, with the links, then do let me know. Hi again, everyone. Do let me know if you're having any problems with the links or the forms, the answer sheets. Hopefully, you are able to get them. The quiz is pretty basic, to be honest. There's 6 rounds, but first of all, there'll be some music and there'll be some pictures, and then I'll go into the wordy bits later. So let's start. Okay, right, so this we are starting now. So hopefully you've all got your sheets ready. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just explain what this is all going to be doing, all the sheets. So you've got 4 sections to your answer sheet. One is for the words, one is for the music rounds, one is for the pictures. Actually, that's 3, isn't it? Oh, and the first bit was your where you put your name and your team name and your email address in. That's so it will automatically submit to me. So hopefully that will be a bit quicker than last time. Anyway, so the pictures round, there's going to be some pictures on the screen. 7 people initially. What you have to do, I just want you to put the names in for those people. And they will go into your forms. The first name of each person, if you take the first letter of the first name, put that all into a bucket at the bottom, which you won't have, but you have to do mentally. And then eventually you'll just have to, you'll get in the second round, there'll be another 7 pictures. You put all 14 of those letters together and you'll get an anagram, and you'll get a name for that. The other thing will be for that anagram, you'll get 7 points. So you'll get 7 points for each picture. 1 point for each picture, 7 pictures in round 1. 1 point for each picture in round 2, which is going to come in the second half, and then 7 points if you can get all 14 of the letters in the right places to give you an anagram. That will be in the next sheet. There will also be a song playing in the background. For that, I want you to put in the name of the artist and the song itself. All the songs are linked. You don't need to know the link. I'll give you the link at the end myself, but it might help you. Probably won't. And so the 2 things will be on the screen at the same time. For the pictures around again, there'll be links there for you to download the pictures. If you can't get all of the pictures done within the 3-4 minutes of the song, have I already given too much away? I don't think I have. Within those 3-4 minutes, then you can download the picture and kind of fill them in later if you want. Okay, so ready to go? Here we go. Okay, all. Hopefully you've got that. I will skip to the next bit. Actually, let me just go to the previous one. If you do need the pictures
Rosetta.
downloaded again, oh sorry,
Rosetta.
this is not going as smoothly. If you do need the pictures downloaded again, just get them from there, or take a QR code picture there, and that should work. Let me know if you need those again anyway, and I'll probably put them in the comments for you. General knowledge round. There will just be 5 questions here. Pop the answers into your sheets. What I would suggest you do probably is maybe make a note of the questions so that if you're not sure of the answer straight away, you can discuss it later. There's music rounds between every word round, so the music hopefully is fairly easy. You should find it also then fairly easy the next round, and you'll probably have some time to discuss any answers you haven't got already. So general knowledge, a little bit of current affairs, but there isn't that much current affairs because of the lockdown. So general knowledge is what I've gone for. I will put my face away. HDMI is an initialism for what on televisions and monitors? HDMI, what does it stand for basically? Is an initialism on televisions and monitors. What do those 4 words or 4 letters represent? A lot of people, well, I know I bought a monitor this week with HDMI for working from home purposes. I guess a lot of people are buying things for working from home purposes. Okay. Question 2 then. What was the top selling car in the UK last year? So I don't know how much people are driving nowadays. There's not many cars out on the streets when I'm taking my walk once every 3 days. But what was the top selling car in the UK last year? A little clue: it wasn't the Toyota Corolla. Okay. Question 3. Sunday Times had an article about Cobra meetings on Sunday, obviously, the Sunday just gone. How many Cobra meetings is Boris Johnson said to have missed on the pandemic, according to the Sunday Times? Okay. Boris Johnson is the Prime Minister, of course. There is a question somewhat related to him a little bit later on as well. Question 3. How many Cobra meetings is Boris Johnson said to have missed according to the Sunday Times report? Number 4. There's 48 English counties. Of those 48, how many have Yorkshire in the name of the county? So people are always going on about Yorkshire for its lovely tea and wonderful views and very friendly people. But how many of the 48 English counties have Yorkshire in the name? Okay, and the last question in the general knowledge section, related to question 3 somewhat. The designated survivor, Dominic Raab, first entered UK government cabinet in which role? So Dominic Raab, who is the designated survivor for the Prime Minister, what was the first role he had in the UK cabinet? Okay. So hopefully you've had a stab at each of those. Do let me know. Do let me know if you need any clues or anything. You've got different ways of getting hold of me. I think most of you can either get hold of me in email, WhatsApp, chat, lots of ways, or in the YouTube comments as well. I've already got a question there, which I will put the answer for in a minute. But the next music round is coming up, so this will go for a 4 or 5 minutes, just the name and the song in that section. Okay.
the start. Baby, when you broke my heart, that I had to come again and show you that I'd win. Your love of mine. All those times I said that I loved you. Your love of mine. Yes, I tried. Yes, I tried. Your love of mine. Even though you knew I'd die for you. Your love of mine. Yes, I cried. Yes, I cried. Return of the man. It is. Return of the man. Come on. Return of the man. Oh my God. You know that I've been there. Here I am. Return of the man. Once again. Return of the man. Top of the world. Return of the man. Watch my flow. You know that I've been there. Here I go. So I'm back up in the days. Running things to take my swine. Letting all the people know that I'm back to run the show. Cause what you did, you know was wrong. And all the nasty things you done. So baby, listen carefully while I sing my comeback song. Your love of mine. She said she'd never turn on me. Your love of mine. But you did, but you did. Your love of mine. All this pain you said I'd never feel. Your love of mine. But I do, do. Return of the man. It is. Return of the man. Hold on. Return of the man. Don't you know? You know that I've been there. Here I go. Return of the man. A little girl. Return of the man. Once more pearl. Return of the man. Up and down. You know that I've been there. Round and round.
Look, stop lying about your big break. For God's sake, I need a real man.
The return of the man.
Stop letting me down. Stop letting me down.
Your love of mine. She said she'd never turn on me. Your love of mine. But you did, but you did. Your love of mine. All this pain you said I'd never feel. Your love of mine. But I do, do. Return of the man. It is. Return of the man. Come on. Return of the man. Oh my God. You know that I've been there. Here I am. Return of the man. Once again. Return of the man. Top of the world. Return of the man. You know that I've been there. Don't you know? Return of the man. It is. Return of the man. Hold on. Return of the man. Be strong. You know that I've been there. Here I go. Return of the man. My little man. Return of the man. What's my best? Return of the man. Up and down. When I saw that I've been there.
Okay, so ordinals, I hope you all know what this means. Music round, hopefully quite simple for you. It's really just an opportunity to get points, is what I've been told via chat. What I'll do here is ordinals, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Questions should be fairly self-explanatory. Let's go. Okay, so number one, for those of you that don't know, I used to be an aerospace engineer. But anyway, number one, what is the fastest aeroplane in the world? So the first question is, what is the fastest aeroplane in the world? That's in the atmosphere. Okay, question two. Where was the second modern Summer Olympic Games held? Okay, the second question is, where was the second Summer Olympic Games held? It was a long time ago. Not in a galaxy far, far away, this galaxy here. Okay. The third question, which river is the third longest in the world? Which river is the third longest in the world? Okay, the fourth question. Who was the fourth of Henry VIII's wives? He had lots of wives. I'm not going to tell you how many, because you should probably know. But who was the fourth of his wives? Okay, and the last question of this. Per Eurostat, I've tried to make this from a particular list. Which metropolitan region was the fifth largest in the EU in 2019? Okay, to be honest, this really just means what's the fifth biggest city in the EU, but we all have very weird different definitions across the EU of what is a city. So which is the fifth largest metropolitan region in the EU in 2019? So in 2019, to let you know, that does include London. So London is the biggest, but which is the fifth largest? Okay. On to the next relatively easy music round, hopefully for you all. Let's go.
I guess now it's time for me to give up. I feel it's time. Got a picture of you beside me. Got your lipstick mark still on your coffee cup. Oh yeah. Got a fist of pure emotion. Got a head of shattered dreams. Gotta leave it all behind now. Whatever I said, whatever I didn't mean it. I just want you back for good. Want you back, want you back, want you back for good. Whenever I'm wrong, just tell me the song and I'll sing it. You'll be right and understood. Want you back, want you back, I want you back for good. Unaware but underlined, I figured out the story. No, it wasn't good. No, but in a corner of my mind, I celebrated glory. But that was not to be. In the twist of separation, you excelled at being free. Can't you find a little room inside for me? Whatever I said, whatever I didn't mean it. I just want you back for good. Want you back, want you back. See, I want you back for good. Whenever I'm wrong, just tell me the song and I'll sing it. You'll be right and understood. Want you back, want you back. I want you back for good. See, I want you back for good. Whenever I'm wrong, I'll tell you. I just want you back for good. Want you back, want you back, want you back. I want you back for good. Whenever I'm wrong, I'll tell you. I want you back, I want you back. You see, I want you back for good.
guess now it's time that you came back for good.
Okay, I'm seeing comments at the bottom. Just to be very clear, on the answer form, the pictures and the music rounds, there are separate sections for those, so you need to go onto the separate sections of the form to go onto that. The next round is going to be round 3, so you should have done 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 in the general knowledge section. 2.1 to 2.5 will have been the ordinals, and the next round, not to give a spoiler away, is going to be sport, and this should be 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, and then on to music. Okay, so I'll start now and I will hide my face again. Right, ready for this? So question 1, which American city hosted the Super Bowl with the largest ever attendance? That was in 1980. So which American city hosted the Super Bowl with the largest ever attendance in 1980? If you don't know too much about American football, it is a sports round, so that makes it harder for you. But maybe it's probably a good idea to think about some big American cities if you need to have a guess. Okay, question 2. Who was the first British football player to transfer for more than £10 million? Okay, so question 2. Who was the first British football player to transfer for more than £10 million? I won't be giving too much away to say that was in the 90s. Okay, question 3. How do you get the Lanterne Rouge in the Tour de France? That's a cycling question. So number 3, how do you get the Lanterne Rouge in the Tour de France? If you don't know too much about cycling, but you do know French, that might help you. Of course, it may not. It may confuse you. Question 4. Which circuit hosted the last British Grand Prix before Silverstone became the annual choice? So there have been other Grand Prix in Britain, but not a British Grand Prix. So I think the European Grand Prix was held in a few places. So not that one. The last British Grand Prix before Silverstone became the annual choice. And question 5, which female tennis player won a Grand Slam in the Open era at the youngest age? Okay, so who is the youngest winner of a female Grand Slam tournament in the Open era? Okay, so who's the youngest winner of a Grand Slam of a female player? Okay, that brings us up to the halfway stage, actually. So you should have 7 pictures from the previous picture round. You've got also 3 rounds of questions, 5 questions each, and you should also have the music rounds. I think we've had 4 so far. But I might be wrong on that one, actually. No, the next one is the 4th one. So again, same thing here. There will be 7 pictures. What you need to do is go into the other round, go as in the other section of the answer sheet, put in the answers there, and then if you take the first letter of all of those pictures, jumble them up, you will get a famous person, anagram of a famous person, and you'll get 7 points for getting that right. So the anagram is quite important. Everything else is worth a point, whereas the anagram's worth 7. So I would maybe suggest having someone working on that in the background if you don't get it straight away. Again, there'll be a link there, over there, and down there for the pictures, so you can download them. Okay, and music as well. So the music round 4. Let's go.
No more carefree laughter, silence ever after. Walking through an empty house, tears in my eyes. Here is where the story ends. This is goodbye. Knowing me, knowing you. There is nothing we can do. Knowing me, knowing you. We just have to face it this time. Breaking up is never easy. I know, but I had to go. Knowing me, knowing you, it's the best I can do. Memories, good day, bad day. They'll be with me always. In these old familiar rooms, children would play. Now there's only emptiness, nothing to say. Knowing me, knowing you, there is nothing we can do. Knowing me, knowing you, we just have to face it this time. Breaking up is never easy. I know, but I had to go. Knowing me, knowing you, it's the best I can do. Knowing me, knowing you, there is nothing we can do. Knowing me, knowing you, we just have to face it this time. Breaking up is never easy. I know, but I had to go. Knowing me, knowing you, it's the best I can do.
Okay, again, hopefully relatively simple question on the music. The link for the music, which won't be of any real help to any of you, I don't think, is that they were all number 1 in different years, obviously, on this date. So surprisingly in some cases, but probably pretty obviously in others, they're all at number 1. Okay, the next round, round 4, screen time. So this is obviously based on the fact that we're spending a lot of time in front of screens. So this should all be nice and easy for you then, hopefully. So let's go. Okay, so Quentin Tarantino, the famous director, which film was his debut? So number 1, which film marked the directorial debut of Quentin Tarantino? Probably not giving too much away here to say it was relatively violent. Okay, question 2. What is the resolution of an Ultra HD screen? If you've bought any new TVs recently, you might know this, or you might not. What is the resolution of an Ultra HD screen? So these are often called 4K screens. Maybe that will help you. Or Ultra HD, UHD. And they're obviously quite a bit more. Have quite a bit more resolution than a full HD screen. So maybe that will help you. Maybe it won't. Okay, question 3. In what game did Mario make his debut? What game did Mario make his debut? He wasn't actually called Mario in the first game. So it probably isn't called Mario Brothers. But in what game did he make his debut? Question 4. According to Netflix UK, what was the most streamed show in 2019 on Netflix UK? Okay, so this is according to Netflix UK, what was the most streamed show in 2019 on Netflix UK? And if that's not clear enough, it's about Netflix UK. Question 5 for screen time. There were 15 seasons and 331 episodes of Michael Crichton's ER, or ER as it was more commonly known. But which year did it start screening in the US? Okay, there were 15 seasons and 331 episodes of ER, but which year did it start screening in the US? It's a lot of episodes. There's a reason I put Michael Crichton there. Hopefully that will help some of you. It might not. Okay, so we're coming on to the next music round. Just same as always. Go to the next section, name and name of the song, name of the artist, and for yourselves, you might think, what year was this number 1? But you don't get any marks for that.
I know I stand in line until you think you have the time to spend an evening with me. And if we go someplace to dance, I know that there's a chance you won't be leaving with me. Then afterwards we drop into a quiet little place and have a drink or two. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. I can see it in your eyes that you despise the same old lies you heard the night before. And though it's just a line to you, for me it's true and never seemed so right before. I practice every day to find some clever lines to say to make the meaning come true. But then I think I'll wait until the evening gets late and I'm alone with you. The time is right, your perfume fills my head, the stars get red and oh the night's so blue. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. the time is right, your perfume fills my head, the stars get red, and oh, the night's so blue. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Hello everyone. Right, so next round will be about Norwich. So I work for a housing association, and one of our offices is in Norwich. But everyone should maybe be able to have a crack at these. And those of you that are in Norwich, and there are some teams that are in Norwich, maybe they'll be able to do it as well. Who knows? We'll see. Another point, just to be very clear, that I understand today is the first day of Ramadan. So iftar is, I think, around about now, maybe a bit later. I will run through all these questions very quickly at the end, and I believe you can pause on YouTube Live actually. So, you know, there's only 2 more rounds to go, but just to let you know that hopefully you'll still be able to take part in the same way. Okay, so question 1 about Norwich. Let me hide my face. Number 1, Norwich was the first English UNESCO City of Literature in 2012, something that I did not know. But which was the first UNESCO City of Literature in the world in 2004? Okay, so number 1, Norwich was the first English UNESCO City of Literature, but which was the first in the world in 2004? Okay, question 2. Norwich City, the football team, currently play in the Premier League. They are at the bottom. If the season is cancelled, they will still be in the Premier League next season. But if it's not, it's very unlikely that it will be. They were there in the first ever Premier League season. And which position did they finish in the first ever Premier League season? Okay, so number 2. Which position did Norwich City finish in the first ever Premier League season? And this is actually the highest Norwich City have ever finished in the English League ladder. Okay, so question 2. Which position did Norwich City finish in the first ever Premier League season? Question 3. The CEO of which airline famously described Norwich as serene and an irresistible destination for tourists? The CEO of which airline famously described Norwich as serene and an irresistible destination for tourists? He, I don't think I'm narrowing it down to say he also said that it was comparable to beautiful Indonesian islands. Okay, so which airline CEO said that? Question 4. Alan Partridge famously stayed at a travel tavern located equidistant between London and Norwich. That was the beauty of its location. Where was it? Alan Partridge famously stayed at a travel tavern located equidistant between London and Norwich. Where was it? And the last question, question 5. For which film did Olivia Colman win an Academy Award? For which film, fairly recently, did actress Olivia Colman, not of Colman's Mustard fame, win an Academy Award? Okay, so question 5 again. Which film did actress Olivia Colman win an Academy Award for Best Actress for fairly recently? Okay, so there'll be another music round. Sorry, I'm just having a bit of trouble with the screens. There'll be another music round, and then we're on to the very last set of questions. Okay.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo in so much space. And when you're out there without care, yeah, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Possibly. And I hope that you are having the time of your life. But think twice. That's my only advice. Come on now, who do you think you are? Bless your soul. You really think you're in control? Well, I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. Just like me. My heroes had the heart to lose their lives. I wanna live. And all I remember is thinking I wanna be like them. Ever since I was little, it looked like fun. If there's no coincidence, I've come. And I can die when I'm done. But maybe I'm crazy. Maybe you're crazy. Maybe we're crazy.
Okay, hopefully that was again relatively easy for you all. Hopefully. Now, the last round, hopefully everyone also can eat now. If that should have happened, so hopefully this isn't such a terrible round. I'm saying hopefully a lot. I apologise for that. I have a lot of hope. Anyway, question 1 on the food and drink round. Get rid of my face again, sorry. Which chocolate bar was the first to be sold by the Mars company? Okay. Which chocolate bar was the first to be sold by the Mars company? That was in the US. The UK company came a little bit later. Okay, question 2. The drink grenadine. Which fruit is it obtained from? Which fruit is grenadine obtained from? Question 3, caviar, which when I was younger was the most expensive food in the world, I don't know if it still is, comes from which fish? Caviar comes from which fish? Okay, coming right up to the end now. Question 4, what does Balti in the dish chicken Balti refer to? What does the word Balti in the dish chicken Balti refer to? And the last question in the quiz, number 5, which country exports the most coffee in the world? Number 5, which country exports the most coffee in the world? Okay, there will be the last music round now, and then I will give you some time after that to confer. You don't need to submit your answer straight away. And what I'll do is I'm going to very, very quickly scroll through all the questions for you. So if there are any that you're not sure of, they will come up on screen, but I'll probably have them for maybe just 2 seconds. But that will be after the music round. Okay, so here's the last music round. Let's go. Right, that's the end of the quiz, basically. Very quickly. I'm not necessarily going to read them out. I'll read some of them out. And then you'll have some time to submit. Okay, so let's just start again. I'll even play a little bit of the first bit of the music just so you can remember them, if they are short anyway. Okay, so that's enough of that one. Okay, so general knowledge. HDMI, number 1 is HDMI. Number 2, top selling car. Number 3, how many Cobra meetings did Johnson miss? Number 4, how many Yorkshire counties? Number 5, what was Dominic Raab's first role in the cabinet? So enough for that one. First, what is the fastest aeroplane in the world? That's in the atmosphere, within the atmosphere. Number 2, where were the second Summer Olympic Games? Modern. Number 3, which river is the third longest in the world? Who was the fourth of Henry VIII's wives? Which is the 5th largest city, metropolitan region in the EU in 2019? So for that one, sport. Question 1, big old Super Bowl attendance. Where was that? Number 2, the first British player to be more than £10 million. Number 3, how do you get the Lanterne Rouge? Number 4, the last non-Silverstone circuit to hold the British Grand Prix. Number 5, who won a Grand Slam tournament? Apologies, this was maybe not written quite as precisely as it should have been. Which female tennis player won a Grand Slam tournament at the youngest age? So another picture round. I'll give you a bit of time on this one.
No more carefree laughter.
Okay, and then the screen time. So number 1, Quentin Tarantino's first film. Number 2, resolution of 4K screen. Number 3, the game Mario made his debut in. Number 4, most streamed Netflix UK show. 5, when did ER start?
I know I stand in line until you think you have the time to spend an evening.
Okay, so the Norwich round now. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the right page. What was the first UNESCO City of Literature in the world? 2, where did Norwich City finish in the first ever Premier League season? Number 3, which airline CEO said Norwich was an irresistible destination? I agree with him, by the way, it is a beautiful city. Number 4, where was Alan Partridge's famous Travel Tavern? Number 5, for which film did Olivia Colman win Best Actress at the Oscars?
I remember when I lost my mind.
So for that one, and the last round. So number 1 was the first chocolate bar sold by the Mars Company. Number 2, which fruit is grenadine from? Number 3, caviar is from which fish? Number 4, what does Balti mean in the dish chicken Balti? And the last question, which country exports the most coffee in the world? Okay, thank you very much all for your time. So, as I said, you've got until 20 to 9 to submit your answers. Into your answers, then you have seen some confidence levels. They mean nothing. They're just there as really as a way of dealing with the data side. But you know, if you're feeling confident, put a high confidence level in. It will be interesting to see how you feel. So submit by just pressing submit on the bottom. That should all come into me into a spreadsheet, and I should have those all marked by 9 o'clock. You don't have to stay on the stream, but what I'll do is I will play some music that I've got, and also there is a link to a Just Giving page that I've set up for the North London Hospice. As we all know, while we're all stuck indoors, hospices and care homes do need funding, and they are in a very difficult place. So I think it's a good time for us to donate if we can to them. So effectively, it's a tips jar. So there's no payment for doing the quiz, of course. But if you do have some time, if you could just click the link or take a photo, I think I've got a QR code on there, then that'd be great. Okay, so I'm going to put that page on, and you've got until 20 to 9. Thank you very much again. I think that is time, by the way. So if you could send them in if you still haven't got a minute.
Just as you take my hand, just as you write my number down, just as the drinks arrive, just as they play your favorite song, as your body disappears. No one will wind up like a spring before you had too much. Come back and focus again. The walls have been in shade. They got a Cheshire cat grin, all blurring into one. This place is on a mission before the night out, before the animal noises closer get cameras, before you come at all.
qui pose ma tendresse. Versez-moi l'ivresse. Repose à ma tendresse. Repose à ma tendresse. Versez-moi I belong to
You're my last breath, you're a breath of fresh air to me. I am empty, so tell me you care for me. You're the first thing and the last thing on my mind. In your arms I feel sunshine. On a promise, a daydream yet to come. Time is upon us, oh, but the night is young. Flowers blossom in the winter time. In your arms I feel sunshine.
Give up yourself up to the moment. The time is now. Give up yourself up to the moment. Let's make this moment last.
You may find yourself out on a limb for me. Could you accept it as part of your destiny? I
give all I have, but it's not enough, and my patience are short. So I'm calling your bluff. Give up yourself onto the moment. The time is now. Give up yourself onto the moment. Let's make this moment last. Give up yourself onto the moment. The time is now. Give up yourself onto the moment. Let's make this moment last. And we gave it time. All eyes are on the clock. Time takes too much time. Please make the waiting stop. And the atmosphere is charged. And in you I trust. And I feel no fear as I do as I must. Give up yourself onto the moment. The time is now. Give up yourself onto the moment. Let's make this moment last. Give up yourself onto the moment. The time is now. Give up yourself onto the moment. Let's make this moment last. Tempted by fate, and I won't hesitate. The time is now, and I can't wait. I've been empty too long. The time is now. The chance and night is gone, and the time has gone. Let's make this moment last. The night is young. The time is now. Let's make this moment last. Give up yourself onto the moment. The time is now. Give up yourself onto the moment. Let's make this moment last.
Hi all, I'm actually still marking. There's not that many more to go, so probably about 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. There's a few more people than I thought there'd be actually. But hopefully it shouldn't be too much longer. Apologies for that.
Lost in the Milky Way. Smile, you can't see sky. Wait for the moment, a million chances may all collide. I'll be the guiding light. Swim to me through stars that shine down and call to the sleeping world as they fall to earth. So here's your life. We'll find a way. We're sailing blind, but it's certain nothing's certain. I don't mind. I get the feeling you'll be fine. I still believe that in this world we've got to find the time for the life of
stare at the world from deep under idle down. So here's your life, find a way. We're sailing blind with certain things, certain I don't mind. I get the feeling you'll be fine. I still believe
I'm back. I'd rather not do slowing this music down, to be honest, because I quite like it. It's got dark, as you can see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you all the answers, and then the results at the end. So hopefully this has worked. I have not quite done this properly before, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you Google for a bit, and let's see if this works, if I can get this to work. Apologies, hopefully it does. So it's a good set of questions, a good set of answers, and some good scores. Some not always great scores though. I think the anagram makes a really big difference, of course. So that's where I think we need to be sure that we get them. Okay, so it looks like my thing has worked. So now I will pop that back in here. And let's go. Oh no, that hasn't worked. Sorry guys, I'm obviously not that great at this. There we go, right. So let me stop this music. Or at least put the volume down quite a lot. Right, I don't know if other people are already still on here or not, but let's assume that they are. And let's go with this. Okay, so question 1. We'll do the general knowledge rounds first, we'll do all the wordy bits first. So this is HDMI, it means high definition multimedia interface. A lot of people put media interface or something, so I've been fairly generous with the marks, half a mark for high definition media interface, for example. Question 2, top selling car was the Ford Fiesta, not the Prius or other things that people put. Question 3, 5 he apparently missed, which seems like quite a lot to me. There's 4. There's Yorkshire East Riding, West Yorkshire, North Yorkshire and South Yorkshire. He was the Brexit secretary. A lot of people put lots of different things. There is an official title for Brexit secretary, I forgot what it is, but he was called the Brexit secretary. And he resigned after announcing that he was surprised to see that so much cargo went through Dover. Okay, I'll do the music round afterwards as well. Ordinals, the fastest is the SR71. This is also called the Blackbird. Lockheed SR71A. I gave you marks if you were pretty close to it. Paris in 1900. Athens in 1896, if I remember correctly. Yangtze, Nile, Amazon, Yangtze. Anne of Cleves. This is underlined for some reason, probably because it's a link. This was Berlin, London, Paris, I think it's Madrid, Barcelona, Berlin, I think that's what it is. Cover the music later. Sport, this was LA. I also gave you Pasadena. This is the Rose Bowl where the 1994 World Cup final was also held. It's officially in Pasadena, but I think it's the LA teams that play there. Alan Shearer in 1996 for £15 million. Which was a world record fee at the time. So I think it went from 7 or 8 million maybe to 10. It skipped 10 completely. It went from 8.5 to 15. Massive jump. You get the Lanterne Rouge for being in last place, finishing last in the previous stage. So the opposite of the yellow jersey. This is Brands Hatch. Female tennis player, this is Martina Hingis, who is marginally younger or older than me. I can't remember which way around it is. So now quite old, but quite young when she won. I think she's 15. I will do the picture round later. Screen time. So this was Reservoir Dogs for Quentin Tarantino. 3840 by 2160. This is 4 times as big as a full HD screen. Donkey Kong, where he was called Jumpman. There is actually a backstory to him being a plumber, but it's a bit weird and doesn't really carry on with him being Mario Brothers. This, I don't think anybody got this. This is, according to Netflix UK, the Netflix UK production of The Disappearance of Madeleine McCann was the most streamed show in 2019. Oh, that hasn't come out very well. It's 1994 for some reason. That's come out as a percentage. The reason I mentioned Michael Crichton also wrote Jurassic Park, which is where he became super famous. In that came out in 1993, and then he followed that up with ER. Won't play music. Norwich question. This was pretty mixed. I tried to be a bit clearer on the English side, so Edinburgh is the right answer in 2004. Some interesting answers there. Third, they finished. They then went into the UEFA Cup, famously played Bayern Munich, and I think they beat Bayern Munich in Munich the next following season. This was Vietnam Airlines. I don't think, unfortunately, anyone got this right. Lots of guesses, I guess. This was very big news in Norwich, I thought. So I'm surprised that no one got it right. But he is correct. It is irresistible and sometimes serene. Alan Partridge stayed in the Linton Travel Tavern, which was located equidistant between London and Norwich. A place I've always wanted to visit, actually. And Olivia Colman, not of Colman's Mustard fame, won this for The Favourite. Food and drink. So the chocolate bar was the Milky Way. That was their first one. The Mars bar actually came later. I think the Mars bar was invented in the UK branch of Mars Company. It's basically the pot that it's cooked in, usually a metal pot. It's very big. And the exporting country is Brazil for coffee. It's a big country. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll just go through the pictures after that, if I can find the presenter view. Sorry guys, I just need to find the right view. I'm doing this all off one screen rather than multiple, which would be much, much better. But anyway, picture one. Sorry, Liz Hurley, Janet Jackson, Lily James, I think that's in Baby Driver, Nadia Sawalha, Sandy Toksvig, Scarlett Johansson, and Yaz. I was fairly generous with the marking in terms of the spelling. I know not everyone would necessarily get the spellings correct, but fairly generous, so you've probably got a lot more than you thought. The next picture round. So, I'll choose this again. So, sorry guys. So that's Andre Agassi, Harry Styles, Norma. God, I forgot. Is that Norman Lamont or Nigel Lawson? I think it's Nigel Lawson. Let me just check. Completely gone blank on that, which isn't the best thing to do. Sorry. Here's Nigel Lawson. Sorry, guys. Norman Reedus, O.J. Simpson, Owen Farrell, and Trent Alexander-Arnold there. And the music round. Having a bit of difficulties moving this around. So the music round, the first song was The Beatles with Billy Preston. I don't think anyone put Billy Preston. You don't need to get that. The answer was Get Back. Then it was Mark Morrison with Return of the Mac. Take That with Back for Good. ABBA, Knowing Me, Knowing You. Nancy Sinatra and Frank Sinatra with Something Stupid. Gnarls Barkley with Crazy. And Chesney Hawkes with The One and Only. For the answers, if you've got them pretty close, I've given you the mark. CeeLo Green, I think a lot of people for Gnarls Barkley, I've given you half a mark for that. Because I'm kind like that. Okay, so we are on to the not the last bit. The last bit. You're going to get the results, hopefully. So let me just get that to the right page. So hopefully you've donated if you're interested. Okay, and then so the results. We have quite a lot of teams in today, as you'll see. There's 14 teams. So BKH with 20, Fanny Fart with 27, Bogner Big Stars and Tilly the Labrador, 31. Quarantino, I think, which is a good name, 33.5. Captain Honiara and the Three Ladies, 36. DJ Dutch with 38. I can't read very well, as you can probably tell from my video. What's that? At Hum, brackets Norwich, 40 points. 41 for Panic at the Tesco. 41.5 for Carrot. Nerd Immunity with a number I can't read. I think that's 42. Less Work, More Twerk with 43.5. So in third place, we have number 65 with 44.5. In second place, we have Deadwood with 48.5. And the champions, Legendary, that ledger refers to a general ledger, I think finance, and that is a stonking score, frankly, of 56 out of 65. So good teamwork there. I imagine they had a very broad demographic within their team. So congratulations to them. Well done. You get the prize of my being impressed with you, and also some strangers on the internet thinking that you've done well. Probably most of them also think you've cheated. But it's a good prize nonetheless. And no one knows your names anyway, so you're all right. Thank you very much for taking part. Really appreciate it. And I hope you've had a chance to chat with your friends and family who you don't always get a chance to chat to in these lockdown times. And I shall hopefully see you all later. I will keep that up there and I'll play some music. Thank you very much all. Bye bye. Apologies, me again. I did actually forget the anagram. The anagram was Stanley Johnson, Boris Johnson's father. Apologies for that. I'm not very good at this, as you can probably tell. So that you get 7 marks for that if you got that right. I think someone was very close, but didn't quite. I think Sally Johnston or something similar. So very close, but you didn't get a mark for that. So 7 marks for that. Stanley Johnson. Sorry for that. Do enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care. Bye bye.
Our minds, our bodies, our feelings, they change.
Our